Baby, let's get it. What more do you want from me? They ain't ready for it, boss.
Man.
They ain't ready for it. Let the room fill up, baby.
Come on,
That's
man.
all we want to do, man, is just run it up one time and shake it.
That's all we want to do,
man.
is to run it up.
That's all we want to do, man. So be sure to check us out, man, at 1409 North Collins Street. Come on. Let's get it.
Let's go.
That's right down the street from the stadium. You can see it in the backdrop. Be sure to check us out, man, one way or another. But I got some specialty guests with us, man. I got a Super Bowl champ in the house, bro.
Man, that's amazing.
Come on with it, man.
Come on now.
And then we got the beautiful lady in the house, too,
Oh,
as well,
man,
man.
Jazz.
You know, Jazz, you already know how that go. 5,
You
4,
gotta
3,
play. You gotta play some music when you say jazz. Perfect.
Come on. All right.
Yes.
Let's get it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Too legit. What's good with you, man? How you been living, bro?
I'm living good, man.
It's always good to be in the saddle
Absolutely,
with you, bro.
absolutely. Ready to work.
And no Diddy, by the way, if necessary. So with that being said, man, I got my guy, George Teague, in the house, man. You know him. Yes, indeed. George, did you get a chance to be under Mike Zim?
I did.
Okay.
I played with him.
Intel.
Yeah, he was the defensive coordinator when I.
Oh, he was
when
the
I originally-
DC.
when they came here.
Okay.
Yes, so I know him very well, and I actually spent some time with him up in Minnesota. So I went up and got to watch him coach and sit in. So I got a little bit of intel.
I got a little
what's going
intel on him. Okay. So any of that like soft stuff that we may get from like DBs, that's not going to happen this year?
Oh, no.
None of that fake tackling stuff?
No.
I remember you were telling me about that.
Yeah, no. He brings the fire, the passion, the toughness, or the swagger, the dog that you want to have out of a coach. So it's going to be different for those guys because he holds guys accountable with playing physical. You know, so I'm really want to see how he's going to change that dynamic, particularly in the secondary, but with the whole defense.
Yeah.
It's going to be different, man. It's going to be different.
Whole vibe. That's what we all wondering, because on one end, some people been saying that the Cowboys soft. On the other end, some people saying, no, the Cowboys not soft. But the Arizona tape, we never correct all wrongs.
Yes.
So a lot of people are saying, like, hey, we a front-runner team because if you punch the Cowboys in the mouth, they'll fold like lawn chairs, you know.
Well, just go back and see what Green Bay did to us. They just punched you in the mouth right from the jump. And, you know, Dan Quinn, he was a good coach, okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. But his attitude was different. I was just talking about how coaching at Dallas means a different thing. There's different – if you think of college, you got to have a certain type of coach to coach at Alabama, Miami, Florida State. Those are different type of dudes. If you're going to come to the Cowboys, you still need to have a little bit of stuff in your neck. Doesn't mean that Dan Quinn wasn't good with that, but he was a nice guy. You know, I don't know that he necessarily would chew on somebody like Zim will. I've heard that many a times on the sideline.
No, because he's way in the press box.
That's right.
So what's the difference from you as being a star-studded player in the National Football League? What are the difference of a coach being in the press box or that man that's on the sideline that can spit at you, that can grab you and say, hey, get your act together? What's the differences between the two?
So there's good and bad because there's always an intimidation factor. Even when you're in the pros, you don't want your coach coming over and giving it to you a little bit, particularly if you're making mistakes or not doing right, rushing up the field too much, not breaking well. That you know they're already looking at you on the sideline before you even so you're already trying not to come off the field.
Yeah.
Right. You know, that kind of thing. And then you can't necessarily lie to them because they got the iPad right there and they open that little thing up and they're like, okay, tell me what was happening right here.
Right.
You know, that kind of thing. So it makes for a difference and a different set of accountability. Because I can remember him coming to me first being a good coach and asking you, hey, what did you see?
Yeah.
You know, but then
giving you a chance.
Yeah, give me a chance to lie, I guess.
Right.
Give me a chance to lie.
Yeah.
But also saying, and he said this to me, George, you're lucky as bleep, you know, because you're gambling. I see it. Cut it out.
Wow.
You know, it's going to catch up to you in a minute that you keep I'm telling you
He
to
called
get your
it.
butt in the post.
Wow.
And you ain't in the post.
Wow.
I mean, he's telling me that on the field right there in front of everybody. TV cameras, little boom things right above you. You know, so you got to get yourself checked.
George.
So as a former player who's also been paying attention to the Cowboys over the past several years, what are some of the differences that you're looking forward to seeing on the defensive side now that Zimmer is going to be kind of taking over?
I think, well, the first part is what we've been talking about here is how physical are they? You got a lot of guys doing a lot of talk, right? But you need some backup with that. When you're playing good teams, who's going to hold them accountable? Penalties, do we fix it? Running, giving effort, still creating the turnovers and those kind of things. But I think what Zim is going to bring a little bit too is how do you get those guys to become a unit and get rid of all the individualism that was kind of in there. And I think he has a way to be able to eliminate that because you can't go win the Super Bowl if you got a bunch of pockets within your team.
Facts.
Oh, man.
Now, one of the things that we heard about the individualism, let me know if I'm stepping on your toes.
No, you good.
But one of the things that we heard about the individualism is after the season ended, one of the things that we heard was that a lot of these players, part of the reason that they were kind of going rogue and doing their own thing was because of incentives that they had within their individual contracts that kind of gave them an incentive to maybe not necessarily go with the game plan all the time for the sake of getting certain bonuses and other personal gain. Do you think that it's possible to instill a culture and a philosophy that will have them still play as a team while still being able to get some of those bonuses and the things they want as individuals?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, I had incentives in mind, whether it was playing, making it to a Pro Bowl, great number of interceptions that you have, but that don't mean you just deviate and try to be greedy.
So that's not an excuse to you?
It's not an excuse. Now,
okay.
I can say when you get close to them, I'll use my real case of there was a playing time bonus that I needed to have. You know,
the money,
$750,000. You know, if you play like 2-3 more plays, you know, and maybe we're winning or something, and he's trying to clear the bench out. Come on out and get your rest. But I'm having to say, whoa, hold up, coach. You know. 3 more plays, man. You know,
3 more plays.
Just let me get these.
HBO me, you know.
Right.
Help a brother out.
right. So I don't think an excuse, but then this is where I keep going to Zim because I have had those conversations with him where he knew, all right, I want to help you reach your goals. I'm not trying to hinder you from not making your money, but that just don't go doing your own stuff because we're still trying to win a football game. You know, it can't just be about you because there's a whole lot of us that are trying to make that money too.
George, I had a theory just from, you know, obviously watching the game. I feel like when I watched that Green Bay game that it wasn't just the X's and O's. I thought it was the emotions of the game. And I remember in 2016 Detroit, the Detroit Lions was running the ball on us, Law. We couldn't stop them. We was looking soft, just to be honest. They talked about Sean Lee at halftime basically ripped a hole in the defense. They came out and shut them down. The benefit of having George Teague here and Zimmer being his coach. What's your thoughts on the emotions of the game and Zimmer being able to get those guys to actually play at that level that we didn't see in Green Bay?
I think what you hit on is what I really like is being able to identify that person that really can jump on a team or a person or something and be respected at it. I don't know that we ever had anybody step up. We had some leaders, Michael Parsons being the guy, whatever, DeMarcus Lawrence doing this stuff. But I don't know that we actually had that vocal person that could really grab someone. I remember Darren Woodson coming up to me and telling me to get my shit together. Sorry, I don't know.
No, you good. No holds barred.
You know, it was stuff like that we were all good, but he could check me and be like, "Come on, man, you know what? We've been doing this. You know what's up. You know this kind of thing. Fix it." And I don't believe that was sincerely happening where guys didn't take it personal, thinking you're trying to come after them and trying to belittle them.
One more thing. We hear about all the time, it's a new era, right? It's a new, you can't coach these guys this way. You know, and then they call people like George Teague and Law and myself old school.
Old school.
Right, because we was used to being coached and we accepted and embraced coaching. What's your thoughts on these younger players dealing with a coach like Coach Zimmer?
Yeah. This might surprise you, I guess, because I think most guys want to be coached as long as they know you got their best interest in it.
Right.
You got to have somebody with a little – look, man, these guys got a lot of money.
Yep.
They're out there. They already know they're at the top, being the best of whatever, but that don't mean that they don't feel like they can be accountable. I don't believe that. Now, will we get sideways sometimes? Are you messing with my money off the field? Can I go do this charity stuff? Can I do my podcast? You know, there's a business side that we try to have at that, but when it comes to X's and O's, we're looking for that person to be dominant.
Right.
And to check you in the right way to really say, man, I need for you to be able to do this for you, but more importantly for this team and for the goal. Everybody wants to be a world champion, Super Bowl champion. So I don't think there's going to be any balk at, you know, someone like Zim coming in from the guys. I think it's going to be refreshing to some of them, maybe even that we're not playing kid games. We're not doing elementary tag games and trying to build friendships and relationships. Sometimes you need to, you know, make a guy do the rep over and over and over again and say, we ain't stopping till you get it right.
We ain't stopping till you get it right. You got some fan favors in here, man. Chris Davis says George T. knocked out T.O. Because he was doing some S talking.
And did it right. And he did it right. Because you know Byron Jones did it, but he didn't really do it right.
He did it right.
He did it the right way. It was an actual hit. It wasn't that. Get out the store.
Get out the store. You did it right.
That was that other number 31. That did that.
You the real 31.
The other right way.
Hell yeah. So that's the mindset that we want. So I know that we doing pre-draft talks. I want to know from you, like, who been on your radar as it relates to who you want at the 24th spot, if possible. If you can give that to us.
Good question.
Yeah, I can't say that I can actually give you a name, but I want to give you a position.
Okay.
Because I feel like we got a lot of holes that we got to have.
We got a lot of holes.
There's the offensive line, right? We're all talking about. There's linebackers that we got to talk about, which irked me the most last year.
Linebacker.
Oh, man, it hurt me.
Talk to us.
Last year.
Speak your mind.
Hurt me bad,
man. 205 at linebacker, man. Come on. You were playing safety.
Let it out. Let it out.
Come on.
Let me know. Man, I was so frustrated.
Put me on the line.
You trying to talk about this every Sunday, man. I'm watching this linebacker play. I'm like, bro, I don't know how Dan Quinn doing it or what what's going on. But that's a big important piece when you're trying to talk about stopping the run, which we got totally destroyed on in the playoffs. And I know there's a lot of stuff that you have to do up front with the defensive lineman to make that happen. All right, so we got that. Then you got the running back position.
Okay.
Don't give me the stuff that Russ Freeman is the savior and
Russ Freeman, baby.
Or whatever. I ain't going for it.
You ain't going for it.
No,
okay.
no, I'm not going to take the okie doke. So
T takes right here.
In saying that, I would like to see, because we need to protect our quarterback and we need to establish a run game like that we take some offensive line. Like I said, I don't have a name for you, but that is the position that I think we need to hit first. Jerry Jones going to do that? Is he listening to what I'm saying, man?
Nah.
Jerry going to take a defensive line.
I think he is. Just judging from some of the things we heard during the press conference and some of the other news that's come out of the building, it does sound like they're going to go O-line early. So you might get your wish in that aspect. Now, who they're going to go with, that remains to be seen.
It's almost like they can't get it wrong. It's so many.
Yeah, they got a JC Latham, roll tide.
He could be there.
Ooh, now JC Latham. Oh, my goodness.
Break down
I like
your analysis of JC. I know you got a chance to watch
I know
most
you watch
of his
JC.
game.
I have. I watched some of that. And JC Latham is first of all, he's huge. That is a big old dude.
Yeah,
he's 6'6", 340 something, 350 or
and
whatever.
Technically sound.
He is. Run game, he is a mover. He's shaking very good with his hands. Can turn you. He is a dog. We like them linemen.
No, he's a dog.
Put some people down in there, right? So he's going to move So people, he's an instant go ahead and plug and play. I believe with that. He's a good pass setter.
Okay.
Kick slides. When we talk about that, y'all need me to demonstrate it. When they're getting back in their pass sets, he can get back fast enough with that.
Yeah.
Small weakness is he'll turn a little bit too fast. So George Hegeman, I don't know if you guys know that name, but I played with George Hegeman here with the Dallas Cowboys. He was on the Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
And he gave me a lot of insight to him too, because we broke down his film. And sometimes JC Latham will turn a little too early, or when he's on the backside, he doesn't move as lateral as well as he needs.
Right.
But all the rest of the tools are there. He's gonna. I'd love to have the dude on the team because he's smart. He's an instant plug and play. Could play guard if you wanted him to, or he could play.
That's a good
I
observation.
want to definitely ask him because I already know what the chat gonna say. He's a right-sided player, right? So, and I know the OC being the offensive line guru, he was like, listen, y'all, people make too big a deal of that.
Right.
Do you think he's ambidextrous enough to actually make that transition to the left side, since that kind of seemed like that's what we seem like we want to do? We're still playing right tackle.
Right.
JC played right tackles. It seemed like JC would probably be ideal and a fit at left tackle. Do you see him making that transition?
Can you make the transition? But I won't make. It's not that easy to do. So you're right in your analysis that it's difficult to do that. The way you put your hand down, the way you're switching your feet.
Yeah.
You know, if you're comfortable doing something, it's
hand fighting.
Yeah, it's very hard on what you have to do on that. But it's a mindset of whether or not you actually want to try to make it work. And, maybe, I don't know if they had him working at both with Alabama and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think it would be out of context to say we want to move him to the left side.
Because some players can do it and some can't.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, some players can. Some players can play both sides. But here's the thing. We don't have a lot of real estate at that because of the fact that Mike McCarthy is on his final contract.
Yeah.
Mike Zimmer is on a one-year deal. So if I'm the coach, I'm banging on the table saying, hey, I can't get projects. I need now players, those who can get into the game now. I don't have 3-4 years to develop.
So, Lauder, what do you – I want to throw this back to you guys then, because I'm hearing about this. And, there's always a talk about is Jerry open to suggestions and all this kind of stuff. Do you even feel like Mark McCarthy has the guts or the heart to be able to continue to say, hey, I need to do this my way?
I saw times when Mike McCarthy was overruled because it came out this week that he was really beating the table for Bergeron last year, and they went a different direction with Mozzie.
Okay.
So the head coach didn't really get what he wanted. Right. But at the same time, I do believe, just for me, outside looking in, I do believe that Jerry, just over time, has grown to really respect his opinion. Yeah. Because Kellen Moore was a loved child here.
Yeah, he was.
And looked like he was on the up and coming list.
Really.
And then, they went with Mike McCarthy to push him out the door. And he had a number one offense. So that took faith in Mike McCarthy. So I think over time, Mike McCarthy's earned more rope with the Joneses, especially when you see what he did with Dak. You see what he did with Dak. When Dak was on the MVP pace and should have really won the MVP. I think Jerry, just on the outside looking in, has grown to really just respect his opinion. He's not going to get everything he wants. And Zimmer said the same thing. Zimmer said you don't get everything you want.
Right.
But we go put in our requests, and then we go do a committee approach.
Jazz, they keep saying in. Y'all trying to say we all in on this thing this year? What?
I'm so sick of that phrase.
Oh, my God. I'm so sick. Please, Lord.
Now it's the different variations of what is really or collectively, technically, all in. And it's to me personally, it's a crazy one because we talk about, hey, Mike McCarthy, if your back is against the wall, at some point, one of the people in my chat was saying, hey, Mike needs marbles. I said, bull sugar.
Right.
He need bowling balls down there. He need to be able to knock some stuff over. Really. He need to say, hey, this is who I want. Hey, you got my back against the wall. Hey,
Go down swinging, baby. Go down swinging.
I think from
Uppercut.
the stories we've heard,
Yeah.
we know that Mike McCarthy has been willing to do that.
Right.
I think just at the end of the day, it's up to Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones to listen to him or not. And I think there have been several instances in the past where they haven't. Now, this particular year, I think we might see them just happen to be on the same page with what they want, which is why I think the Cowboys could likely go with someone who has center guard experience as opposed to guard tackle experience. Because just the rumors that we heard about JPJ and why he may have fallen on the Cowboys board, I think points to the Cowboys' desire for someone who's not only physical, but who also has a certain level of IQ, which makes sense.
Yeah.
We've heard Dak talk about the importance of pre- and post-snap communication with his center. We've heard him talk about the importance of a center who can adjust and adopt on the fly, who can retain information, and who can communicate that information to the rest of the line, right? So I think that's why we're starting to hear names like Graham Barton come up a little bit more. So I think when it comes to that, in terms of someone who can make an impact on the offense right now, I think we might be fortunate as fans in the sense that I think Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy both kind of want the same thing. Mike McCarthy's demeanor seems to have changed a little bit since last season, if you kind of notice. He barely talked during that press conference, and he did not even seem to care. If he had a little something in his water bottle, I wouldn't have been surprised because he was very relaxed, right?
Yeah, he's our coach.
But I do think that they want the same thing in enough positions to where we'll see them make some very, very good decisions in terms of impacting the offense right away.
No doubt.
And then,
go ahead.
Yeah, and then JPJ was never really top on my list, and it wasn't his play because his play is good.
Right.
It was his lack of versatility, and he didn't really fit the Dallas Cowboys model, which I do like their model of versatility because we saw it so many times come in handy. We needed TJ Bass to play right guard one time, and then we needed him to play left guard one time.
Right.
We might need him to play center this year. We needed Tyler Smith to be able to have the flexibility to play guard, and he played guard all through training camp, and at the last minute, he had to be moved to left tackle. We saw that work for us.
Right.
You know, so it's one of those things, if we paying attention to the Dallas Cowboys method, it's some things they get right, and targeting those versatile hybrid players is one of them.
Yeah.
And so if you got Barton and you got those types, yeah, it makes sense to push JPJ down. Even though we all recognize his gift, he's just not a fit for the team.
No doubt, no doubt. In closing, we just want to be able to tell everybody, man, be sure to check out Shakertin. We are the ones in Arlington.
It's live here. Come on now.
If
If y'all thinking about coming on now, listen, y'all.
Come on,
Come
man.
on.
And we
Bring
got George Teague out
We
here,
got
man.
George
Teague.
If you want,
Yo.
I'm sorry, man. Let me just get on in here.
Go ahead, get in there.
Listen, man. You want to know directly somebody who actually played under Zim? You can talk to him yourself, and we get a little bit more behind the scenes than we do in front of the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just do a little pand around right here.
It's beautiful out here,
we got
man.
everything going on
Listen,
here, man.
hey,
Appreciate
listen.
y'all,
The
man.
drinks are sweet. The food is delicious.
I'm over
If
here
you
looking
single,
at
I'ma
somebody's
just
food
tell
right
you.
now. I mean, pizza over here.
Yeah.
So-
But all right, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. I got my dog, Boss Cowboys Sports, in the building with us, man. And hey, George Teague, Super Bowl champ. That was he had the ring
in
on
the
us,
house,
man.
in
He's
the
in the
house.
house and stuff, man. And then we got BLS Jazz in the building. Hey, be sure to check us out, man, on all of our respective platforms under those handles and those names. Hey, as we depart, be sure to hit the like, share this content, let a friend or that neighbor know where to go when it's time to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Come on. Hey,
Yo.
don't touch that dial, man. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back, man. You better stay with us. This is
Yo. Ain't no party like a cowboy party. But what about a Law Nation Grow? Hi. Come on. All right. We about. Peace.